Well, hello and welcome to LittleVFarm. This is our first YouTube video. YouTube fam. I'm so excited. I cannot even begin to tell you guys. Here on LittleVFarm, we are going to show you a different side of homesteading that you may not be used to. My husband Andrew and I have a 12-acre child-free homestead here in central Missouri. The reason I really wanted to start this page is just because I find that a lot of people have stigmas around homesteading. They have stigmas around the traditionalism, how people live, and we do things a bit different here. We're not very traditional. Things get a bit chaotic, a bit crazy. There's always going to be animal shit, but we have a good time. And so I am just so excited to share our journey with you guys. So let's go and let those turkeys out because they have been gobbling all morning and they are very upset that they are still in their enclosure. So let's go get them outside. Good morning! Good morning, everybody! So we have a combination of flocks. We have our mixed flock behind me. This is going to be our adult turkeys, our baby turkeys, and some adult and baby hens. And then on the other side of the property, we have our layers that we have our laying flock that are in their own coop. This flock that we have outside is on electric. So I just went and turned the battery off so I don't shock myself. Done that before. And so now we are gonna run over here and I'm gonna let these turkeys out real quick. And then I'm gonna go back inside and make myself some breakfast because I think you cannot properly homestead until you have a full belly. So I'm gonna let these turkeys out and then we are going to make some breakfast. So the turkeys are currently the only animal we have that requires being let out. Everyone else has is either on electric, has coop doors, like automatic doors, but the turkeys are too fat, so they can't fit through the automatic door. And probably like 5 months ago, we had a attack where we lost 3 of our white turkeys. And so now I'm paranoid. So they go into a locked aviary at night. They are on electric and I just don't want to lose them. So they're out now. They're grazing with their chickies and we are going to go inside and make some breakfast. So fun fact, Andrew works in logistics. He works Thursday through Sunday overnight. So it is Saturday morning for me. It'll be Saturday evening or later by the time you see this. But he is on his way home. It's like 7:45 and he should be home by 8 a.m. So I'm gonna go inside. I'm gonna get the coffee going and get some breakfast going. And then I'm gonna come outside and I'll feed the animals. But I gotta feed myself first. Because I don't know about you, but I am insufferable when I am hungry. Literally a demon. Ran over to the greenhouse real quick so I could get it opened up. Gotta get her ready today. Haven't watered in a day or two. It's gonna be a busy day, y'all. I think that's what I love about homesteading is there are no rules. People like to tell you that there are rules, especially really loud people. They like to tell you that their rules are the way things should go. But honestly, I feel like you can be as busy as you want or rot as much as you want on the homestead and it is totally fine. Today, I choose busyness. Hopefully my ADHD keeps up. Let's go make breakfast. Well, we've had breakfast. Andrew is inside. He'll get himself in relax mode before he gets to bed. He works tonight and then Sunday night, and then he'll be home for the week. I'm just gonna go outside and make sure that everyone has water, and I'm gonna give the girls some treats. I have some of our favorite treats we use all the time, so I'm gonna go give the girls some of those, and I'm gonna water the greenhouse and the outside garden because it is supposed to be a scorcher today. It's early October here in Missouri. We are in that zone kind of 6-7 range. To give you guys an idea of the climate and the temperature here, and it is in the high 80s today, but I think by Tuesday the low is like 35. So yeah, so I'm gonna go outside and water that garden because it is hot today and I want to get it done before it gets too hot. So let's go. Woo! Yeah, I can feel it. It's like worse when it's unseasonably warm, right? Like hot weather in the summer is hot weather in the summer. But hot weather in October, when you don't live in Florida, basically, is just rude. However, one plus. I see a lot of people talking about ripping up their gardens, you know, talking about like the 2024 garden season is over. And we have actually made a decision this year that we are going to garden straight through into the 2025 season. What are we thinking? But I am excited. So we got new seeds put down in an outside bed. I will make sure to do a full garden tour, I think tomorrow for you guys. I'm not sure if I should do outside garden or greenhouse. So anyone who has made it this far in the video and has a suggestion on if you would prefer to see garden bed tour or greenhouse tour, let me know. We will get both, but I'm gonna start with one tomorrow. I just turned on our water spigot here and we are gonna head out to the ladies first because their boys will make so much noise until we do. So let's head back to the girls and give them some treats. Hi, you guys. Hi, you guys. Y'all want some treats? All right, let me go turn off the electric and I'll be right in. I turned the electric off real quick. I'm gonna get inside and give these guys some treats, and then I'm gonna tell you a little bit about our setup that we have for them. But yeah, I gotta get in here and give these guys treats. Give me 1 second. So like I said, we use Premier 1 netting. It works really well for us. If you have tried anything that you feel could work in our Missouri ground, please let me know. We are always looking for suggestions. Electric can be very expensive. The Premier 1 netting nets are quite expensive, but they work really well. It's not worth the risk for us, but if you guys know of any other brands that have the drivable posts that you can actually hammer into the ground, please put them in the comments because we plan on adding quite a bit more electric and could use some suggestions. So we exclusively use the Love My Girls treats. We have been using them for a really long time now and absolutely love them. I will make sure to link all the brands below that we use consistently because there are a lot of brands that we have tried that we may not love necessarily, whether it be product or the company itself. So I will make sure to tag all the brands we use below in case anyone is interested, but these guys are my absolute favorite. They have multiple varieties of flavors. I don't think they care. They're back here just devouring it, but they do have multiple varieties of flavors, which I think is fun, and they're very inexpensive. So they love them. I'm going to go give some of these to the other flock in a second, but first I'm going to get these guys some fresh water, and then after that we'll go make sure we water the greenhouse and the garden. Let's get going. So I'm about to water these guys and I have a quick question. We have hoses literally sprawled all over the property. We've only been here, like I said, for about 1.5 years. So there are permanent fixes we will do, but currently we have thousands of feet of hose everywhere. And I was just kind of curious if anyone else has an easy quick fix that doesn't require doing like dredging in the ground. Just always curious what everyone else is using to water their animals, not the buckets or anything. We feel good about that, but just actually getting water to their animals that are around their property. So if you have any fun, unique ways, will you put them in the comments for me? I would really appreciate that. Okay, time to water everyone. Hi. One of the main reasons I'm looking for some sort of resolve with this is because if you come out and the sun has been up for any amount of time, this water coming out right now is boiling hot. It is so hot. So we kind of just let it run out into the trees and water the ground. We water some of the goldenrod we have with it, but it is just so hot. And so I was trying to figure out what someone else is using that maybe would stop this waiting time. I'm standing out here and letting hot water just blast into the yard. Any suggestions would be great. All right, we're coming down. Look at those doofuses, as happy as could be. Turkeys just standing in their water. By the way, I will say this 1,000 times. If you have ever considered getting turkeys, do it. They are the best. They are literally the best. They're like having puppies. Absolutely love them. But everyone is good. They've got their treats. Foot spas are in order. Time to go give the other chicks some of these treats and then water the garden bed. So like I said, we live on 12 acres here. Look at that. Oh. Okay. Plug up the nose. That happens. Ugh. Okay. So like I was saying, we live on 12 acres here in central Missouri. Our property is 250 feet across and the rest back. We're on a perfect rectangle, which is kind of lovely. So we're out here outside of our original coop and run with our laying flock. I'm going to give them some treats and they are going to freaking love it. So this flock is going to be 7 girls with our 1 rooster out here, Roddy. He is the best. He is so gentle and so sweet to us and the girls. So this flock out here is in our little hoop coop. We have our automatic door there. Works amazing. They've got their little water with cups out here, and we keep their food inside the coop because it is sealed up pretty well. We don't have any worries about pests or anything. So these girls got their treats. Time to move on to the next. Every single structure on the property, minus the house, obviously, we built since we've been here. So there was absolutely no building on the property. So we have the greenhouse, all the coops, all the garden beds, everything has been built by us since we got here in the last year or so. It has been wild. Neither one of us have any sort of background in building at all. So things are a little makeshift, but we make it work. So as you can kind of see, this is a better view of all that electric netting that we have around the flock outside here. Works amazing. Everyone now has gotten their treats and their water. And so I want to get out and get these garden beds watered. So I'm going to head over to the garden now. So I'm over here in our outside garden. It is about 100 feet away from the chickens, just straight across. And we do have it up against our property line over here. Right after we moved in, we unfortunately had some issues with some wild dogs in the neighborhood and decided to fence the majority of the property. It was a huge investment we were not ready to make, but we went ahead and made it because for the long term, it's better for us, it's better for the animals, and we just feel more safe and comfortable. So we have about 1,000 feet of privacy fence over here near the garden, and it is lovely because it just makes it feel so nice over here to feel safe, secure, and private while I'm enjoying time in the garden. So in the outside garden right now, we have, I have to count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 10 raised beds. We have 2 metal beds, and the rest are all going to be wood. So Andrew honestly built all these beds for us. He has been a rock star. I hate builds and he doesn't love them very much either, but he is very good at it. So he went through and built us all of these beds that we have right now. We have filled them with like our compost. We got some compost delivered actually locally. We were able to get an entire truck of compost delivered on the property. So we got that done. And then we filled it with a mixture of soil and then soil we made ourselves. So that's what these beds have in them. Like I said earlier in the video, I think tomorrow and the next day I will do some garden tours for you guys. And so I will go in detail to what's in each of these beds. But for now, I am going to just get to watering, and I'm sure I will show you guys some of my favorite things that we have growing right now in the beds. So in this first bed is the majority of our peppers we have growing out here. We have Big Berthas, cayennes, habaneros, jalapenos, serranos. All of them are in this bed. It is overloaded. I'm actually going to come out tomorrow morning and do a really deep harvest. I'll make sure to bring you guys with me for that. But yeah, it is overloaded. So we need to get out here and get these peppers off. The plants are literally falling over. They're so heavy. So I'm just going to do a quick watering on this one because we're going to come out and harvest everything tomorrow. We're actually planning, unfortunately, because the frost is going to come whether we like it or not, to take these beds out. So we're going to get all the peppers out of this bed and put some fall and winter stuff in here. Like I said earlier, we do intend to grow straight through into the 2025 garden season. So I will show you some of the seedling beds we've already started, but right now this is one of our summer beds that is still going really strong. So these are our 2 metal beds we have outside, and they are identical with what's inside of them. We do have some peas, radish, lettuce, etc. Things that will just do well in the cooler climate. So we have 2 beds that have just started a couple weeks ago. My wonderful, amazing, literally the best mother-in-law was in town, and she actually seeded this whole bed with Andrew. So it is growing in beautifully. Thank you, Ruthie. I appreciate you. But yeah, it is looking wonderful. So I'm just going to give it a quick water. I kind of came out early today actually and did a light water on the seedlings. I like to water them a few times a day. So this bed here, if you've been following me on Instagram, this was our pumpkin bed. It was fun for a little while until it wasn't, until it was infested with aphids. So we ripped everything out of here, and now there are strawberries that are in this bed that were here from the summer. We let them be, cut them down so they're under the soil. We're hoping they'll come back next year. I did come out with my seed square and did perfect measurements and seeded out a bunch of stuff. And then the squirrels came, and the squirrels said, that's a waste of time. We think it should be chaos gardening. And so they dug up the entire bed. So the entire bed is now currently full of bees. I don't know what they are loving so much that's in here, but the bed is full of bees, and the seeds have all been zhuzhed all over. So we'll see what comes up. I put some fennel, carrots, a few other random things in here. So I'll be curious to see what actually grows now, because it is a little chaotic. So we have multiple varieties of tomatoes outside and in the greenhouse, and they've done amazing. But most of them we did start from starts. We bought them at a lot of the greenhouses, especially like the Amish greenhouses. You can get them for super cheap. And so we wanted to have a lot of production this year. So we didn't do as much from seed because I find it to be a pain in the butt, honestly. But we did do a few peppers and a few tomatoes from seed, and I want to show you our single tomato that we have growing off of one of our plants that is growing from seed. It'll be the only tomato we get off, and it just blushed, so I want to show you guys really quick. So all the way across there is our main tomato bed, and then it comes over to this bed, which is a bunch of on their way out marigolds, and a few of our tomato plants are in here as well. You can kind of see some Juliets, but if you look how big this thing is. Isn't it stunning? I'm obsessed. I think I'm going to pluck him soon, because if anything happens, I literally will cry. So as you can see, we have a few of the beds netted here. These are full of herbs and carrots and beets. They were getting destroyed by pests, so we covered them up with some insect netting. It is working wonderful. I'm going to finish watering these last few beds, and then we are going to head over to the greenhouse. So I just finished watering the garden beds outside, and I made a realization. I think the drip is on in the greenhouse. I've been outside now for about an hour, and that means we will not need to water the greenhouse. It's probably flooded. Let's go check it out. Y'all, yes, greenhouse is a little flooded. Whoops. Whoops. Yeah, so I accidentally flooded the greenhouse. That's okay. These plants are probably loving it. Says it's currently 87 in here, so I am sure that they are absolutely loving the extra water. We have a lot of tomatoes and beautiful peppers to harvest out here, so I am going to turn this drip off and stop the flooding, and I'm going to water the beds that did not get drip. Okay, well, the greenhouse is definitely watered. You can see the flood that exists back there. I gave everything else a quick water that didn't get drowned, and we are done. Watered well, I did it. treats and water for everyone. I'm excited to come out tomorrow and show you guys what we have in the outside beds and in detail what we have in the greenhouse. Maybe talk a little bit about our, fall and winter plans we have coming up. I have to be honest, I'm really excited to share with you guys. Like I said originally in this video, I really wanted to start a YouTube just to be able to show a little bit of a deeper dive into the other side of homesteading. Maybe we look a little bit different and our style's a little bit different than you're used to from a more traditional homesteader, but we hope that this brings, some visibility to what that other side looks like. Over the last year, I have been posting on Instagram and have just built such an amazing community and group of friends on there, and hope to be able to do the same over here. But for anyone who is subscribing and watching, I appreciate you guys so much. I will continue to share, everything that Andrew and I are working on here on the homestead. My goal is to be posting new videos for you guys 5 days a week. My hope is Wednesday through Sunday, I will have fresh content for you guys for everything that we've got going on here at the homestead. If you have any topics specifically you're interested in or any video of anything on the property you're really curious to see, go ahead and drop it in the comments for me because I'm excited to share literally everything with you guys. If this is your first time meeting me, again, my name is China. We are over here at LittleVFarm. And if you enjoyed this video and like to come back, make sure you like so we know and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future content. You can also turn on notifications so you can be the first to watch when we post. I appreciate you guys so freaking much. I am so excited. I cannot wait to continue posting. And remember, we have a big motto here at LittleVFarm. Anything grows if you try.